Welcome back to Design Bundles YouTube channel. If you guys are new here, my name is Crystal, and today is another Can This Work tutorial. So we're going to test out, this is a question we've been getting asked, is can you double the Cricut Hat Press as a mug press? So maybe you can save some money and just go for one. So we're going to put it to the test today. Since it has a round surface like this, people are very curious, and I thought, let's put it to the test. So let's go ahead and dive right in. Let's go over the supplies that we will be using for this test today. We're going to be using the Cricut Hat Press. And like I said, it has this curved surface, as you guys can see, if you guys haven't already purchased one, or if you guys have purchased one and you're wondering, you don't want to tear up your Cricut Hat Press and you want to know, will this work? So we've got our Cricut Hat Press. Now for this project or this test, we're not going to need the Cricut Hat Press. We're just going to keep that out of the way. And we're also not going to need that Cricut Strong tape. So don't waste this if you guys are going to be testing this out or if it ends up working. So we're actually just going to use the regular heat tape from Cricut for this test. I've already printed out this super cute design here that says running on caffeine and grace. So I've got this. I've linked it down below for you guys. We've got a mug. This is the Cricut brand mug here. This is their 15 ounce, I believe. Let's see if it says on the bottom. Yes, this is a 15 ounce. Not that it matters, but it might because we're using it on the curved. We've got a piece of parchment. And for this, I've got a heat glove. Since we're going to be having this towards my hand or your hand or whoever's hand, I would not even recommend trying this at home, honestly. But I'm going to be using a heat glove to protect my hand. So let's go ahead and start off by sending our heat settings to our press. So number one, we need to turn it on by clicking the button here. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to choose, like I was using fusible ink. So what we're going to do is start a new project. We're going to go to transfer material. I'm going to choose infusible ink transfer sheets. And then I'm going to choose polyester. And then we're going to go ahead and hit next. So here it's going to go ahead and tell us 90 seconds, but I'm actually going to press this. I probably will do this twice. I'll go ahead and hit this button 2 to 3 times because we need actually 5 minutes whenever it comes to sublimating. So you definitely want to do that 90 divided by 60. Obviously, how many times is it going to take you to press that? So like I said, we'll probably press it 2 to 3 times. So I'll restart this guy while we're pressing. And then we're going to go ahead and just hit send. So it's go ahead and sending it now. As you guys can see, this is the current temp. It's telling us we're using a hat, but we're not. We're using a mug. And then we're going to have a 5-second preset. I'm actually going to skip that. You can skip the preset because we're actually not doing the hat. So we're able to just go straight to that 90 seconds. Now you could definitely do your custom instead of this. Let me go ahead and show you now. So if you wanted to test this out preset, that's what I would do. So now what I'm going to do is I'm going to hit cancel. We're going to go back to the beginning here. And when you're at this main screen where it says start new project, you guys can actually scroll down and it will say set custom time and temp. So what we're going to do is we're actually going to change this to 400 degrees. And then we're going to change this here to 5 minutes. So we're just going to change 5 minutes. We'll put this on 0 seconds. And then we're going to want to go ahead. We don't need a preheat blank or anything. We're going to go ahead and tell it to send it to the, let's double check in here really quick. So it says 300 seconds because it's at the 500. So we're going to go ahead and hit send. So now it's sending it. So I don't even have to worry about it. And I know my timer is going to be correct instead of having to push that a few times. So you can do that. All right. So now we are ready to go. So it says position the heat press, hit the 2. Okay. So once it's ready. All right. So it's already at 400 degrees is what it's at. It had confused me because it wasn't moving. So it's already set at 400 degrees and we're set for 300 seconds. So you're not going to notice any tutorials or anything like that because we're doing a custom thing here. So what we want to do is you want to clean off your mug. So you want a lint-free cloth, or you can use some rubbing alcohol along with that. I just use a lint-free cloth. You want to remove any sort of lint or debris. So we're going to do as we usually do. And now I'm going to go ahead and tape this down. Now I am going to put a piece of parchment paper because I want to protect my hat press from any sort of inks here. So we're going to line this up, get it nice and straight. Now, before I continue to go on, I want you guys to hit pause, stop this video, and then go ahead and comment down below. Do you guys think this is going to work or not? I'd be curious to see how many people actually think it would work or how many people think it wouldn't work. All right, so now that you guys are back, because I know that you guys have commented, if you haven't, once again, I would love if you would hit pause. And also if you guys would hit that like button and subscribe if you guys are not subscribed. We do lots of fun tutorials here from HTV projects, adhesive vinyl, sublimation, lots of fun things, even the glow forge. So you guys we would love for you guys to hang out with us. And I'm telling you, I think you guys would love to hang out with us too. All right, so I'm just going to tape down this parchment. Once again, this is just a barrier to protect my hat press, all right? So here we go. There we go. So now what I'm going to do is I'm going to go ahead and get my heat glove on so that way I can protect myself. And so what we're going to be doing here is, once again, you can see we're set here. Once I hit that go, that timer will start for us. So the way that I'm going to do this, I'm going to go down like this, and I may kind of rub myself back and forth. Okay, here we go. So you're just hitting that go button, and you can see that timer change. So I'm going to try to just keep this going. It feels like it's on there smooth. So I think as long as I could keep nice, even, consistent pressure, it might work. So we're just going to do this. So the whole time for 5 minutes, I've got my handle here and I'm going back and forth. Now, I don't know if you would want to be doing something like this with a full wrap, even if it worked, because I don't know how we could actually accomplish that for a whole 5 minutes. You may just have to do it longer or something like that. All right, so I'm going to go ahead and continue to do this, and we're just going to speed it up. We've got about 2 more minutes left of this. Something I want to go ahead and point out, so far my little parchment paper is getting a little bit wrinkly, so it's kind of wanted to get my tape to buckle up and want to peel off a couple times. Just kind of rolled it back down and kept on going. You don't want to pause too long. But one thing I wanted to say, it's so funny. This reminds me of a little food mixer. You know how you put the 2 little mixers on the little whisks on the bottom? That's what this thing reminds me of, and it just cracks me up. All right, so we're going to go ahead and continue to speed this up. All right, we're at the 1 minute mark. While I'm doing this, I want you guys to pause it once again and tell me, do you think it's working? Even if you said yes or no before, let me know. Do you think that it's working or not? We are almost done here. We got 46 seconds. All right, guys, we're down to 7 seconds here. We're so close. Now, normally you would want to let this set aside, let it cool, but because of the video sake, we're going to go ahead and set this aside. I'm going to go ahead and turn my little guy off. All right, just like so. All right, we'll go ahead and shut this off and get it out of our way. So now let's go and feel it. It feels pretty hot. It feels like it worked. So last time, push pause. Let me know, do you think it worked? Even if it did work, do you think we're going to have some unevenness? Because I felt like our design actually ends right around in here. You know, I can only go so far up here without hitting my handle. So I don't really know how this edging, even if it worked, how that worked out. So this is me before I've pulled it. This is the first time I've ever tested it. The only time I'll ever test it, unless it works, obviously. So I have no clue, but I want to say no. I was able to give it pressure, but I just kind of feel like no. I feel like yes, but I feel like there's going to be inconsistencies. So we shall see. Let's go ahead and peel that tape up. And I'm going to go ahead and peel off this glove because I don't think I'm going to need it with the way I'm peeling here. We're going to take this off. All right, so I can kind of see my design through there, but we've done a test before with a heat gun, and we could see that, and it definitely did not work. So that does not tell us anything yet. So here we go. This is going to be the moment of truth. If I could get this tape started. Here we go, guys. I'm going to bring it up because I want to make sure we could see it at the same time. Wow. Okay, so I'm impressed. So yes and no. It could be that we're going to have to do longer time. All right, the back side is cool to the touch. I'm going to hold it here. So as you guys can see here, I told you guys I was concerned about that because I'm not touching it. I want to get ink. I was bumping up against this. So it's almost like if you were going to do this and it was actually going to work, it's almost like it would need to be a design up in here. So that way you had free range and then you weren't having that to where you were going to be bumping it here. So it had to be kind of a design that maybe was going to go in here. So I say no. I mean, I wouldn't say so. But if you were in the pinch and you wanted to put this to the test again, maybe for a longer time, you could definitely do that. But for me, I want to say that this is a felt. I'm actually shocked at how much it did sublimate, to be honest. But there you guys have it. So if you guys have been curious, I hope this answers your questions. So I hope you guys enjoyed this. I hope you found it helpful. If you did, please hit the like button down below and subscribe. And we'll see you guys on the next one.